Today we will talk on variations or deviation. Sometimes it is called variations in the contract, or sometimes it is called deviations in the contract. I am Dr. K.M. Soni, retired ADGC PWD. We know that variations or deviations are the changes from the scope of work defined or mentioned in a contract, resulting particularly during execution of work. But the duration of contract is not part of the deviations or the variations, that is considered under separate clause of the contract extension of time. Mostly deviations or variations are considered the changes from the quantities or of items or items of the bill of quantities, or why sometimes we call it schedule of quantities in a contract, or items resulting during execution of work as changes due to design, quantity, or conditions, ultimately leading to affect the quantities of BOQ or schedule of quantities. Now, in general, three types of variations or deviations may be there. One, the variation or deviation may be in the quantities of items. So these items are already available in BOQ along with the generally along with the rates in item rate and percentage rate contract, and also the quantities are available. So there will be deviations from the quantities in during the execution of work. Second type of variation or deviation is called extra items or additional items, and third type of deviations are called substitutory items. Now let us first discuss about deviation or variation in the quantities. These are the deviations or variations from the quantities mentioned or taken in the bill of quantities or schedule of quantities. So the rates are available in the contract. Particularly, we are talking about percentage rate contract and item rate contract. Now, these deviations or variations may be positive or negative from the quantities given in BOQ or schedule of quantities. It means the quantities may increase during execution or decrease during execution. Now, reasons of such deviations or variations may be that the assessment whatever we have made during tender preparation of tender document is wrong. So due to wrong assessment or mistake even during preparation of detailed estimate or BOQ or tender documents. Second reason may be assessment of quantities without availability of architectural, structural or MEP drawings, particularly the drawings which are GFC or good for construction or working drawings. And then third may be that later after the drawings were part of the tender document, but the drawings had to be changed or they were changed or design was changed due to certain conditions, then also quantities will vary. Suppose um, during the preparation of tender document, lump sum quantities of reinforcement was taken, but in actual design it was more or less, then there will be deviation. So then another reason may be revision due to local bylaws or local body agencies. Suppose fire agencies are there, they are asking something extra, some extra quantities required or something, then there may be deviations. And then there may be revision due to non-availability of materials at a particular time. So suppose the project manager decides that some particular material is not available, so some other material is executed in its place. Suppose cement concrete, lean concrete of 148 and 1510 both are available in the contract, and suppose due to some reason it is decided that 1510 is to be done, then that quantity may increase. Or maybe say suppose some quantity was taken, small quantity was taken for some particular item, but later that item is available and some other material is not available, then it will be there. Then revision may be due to the client's requirement or architect's requirement or consultant requirement or engineer's requirement. Now let us discuss how the rates of deviations in quantities are dealt. In many contracts there is a deviation limit. So one thing we know that rates of these items what we are discussing, they are available in the contract. Now deviation may be positive or negative, so rates can be based on the rates available in the contract, or rates if they are not available, or maybe that beyond up to deviation limit rates will be same. Suppose there is a deviation limit of 30% in some item, so for that item up to 30% of increase in quantities, the same rates of the agreement or contract will be considered. But suppose there is a provision that beyond deviation limit the rates paid will be market rates, then the quantities which are executed beyond deviation limit, those will be paid at market rates. So or suppose there is a provision that the rates for the quantities after deviation limit are to be paid as per schedule of rates plus or minus quoted percentage by the contractor, then the same will be done. Or suppose there is a provision that for such quantities the rates will be paid based on the rates available in the schedule of rate, then those will be paid. So all these things are to be considered, and during preparation of detailed estimate and tender documents, the provision for the derivation of rates is to be kept in the tender document, so that becomes part of the contract. So rates will be based will be as per the contract provision. Now let us talk about extra or additional items. Now these extra items or additional items are completely new items. That is, new means those items which are not available in the contract or in the bill of quantities or schedule of quantities. So naturally their rates are also not available in the in the contract. So what is to be done is that then again the process how these items will be dealt are to be mentioned in the tender documents. Now let us see what may be the regions of extra items or additional items. One may be that the items were left or there was mistake during preparation of detailed estimate or bill of quantities or schedule of quantities, whatever you call it, or tender document. Now second may be that the specifications and drawings were not available during preparation of tender documents, or architectural or structural or MEP drawings were not available, or there was a revision later on in the drawings or design, or same like we discussed in deviations, that there was a revision due to local bylaws or local body or fire authorities and so on. Then there may be that revision is required due to non-availability of materials in market at that particular time, and then project manager decides to use some other material. So that those conditions may be two types of conditions. That one we consider substitute items, or we may consider extra item if that item has already been executed. Items then sometimes we are not anticipated we have not anticipated during preparation of tender documents. So those items are also called extra items or additional items. Now sometimes clients or architects or consultant engineer, they also ask for some extra work, and those items may be extra items or additional items. Now let us discuss how we decide the rates of extra or additional items. One is that we can derive the rates based on market rates. These items are not available in the contract, so there is nothing like deviation in the quantities. They are new items, so these can be based on market rates. Then second method may be that we mention in the tender document that the rates will be as rule rates plus minus quarter percentage by the contractor. Third may be again schedule rates, or then there may be cost plus basis, that is whatever the vouchers are submitted by the contractor plus some percentage. And then any other method may be there which is to be mentioned in the contract or agreed upon by both the parties during tender stage. So sometimes earlier, there was a method that extra items even were rates for the extra items were derived based on similar items. So this is to be mentioned in the tender documents, and the rates will be as per the procedure or method mentioned in the tender documents or the contract. Now let us talk about the substituted items. Substituted items means the items are available, some items are available in the contract, and that item is being substituted with some other items which is not available in the contract. So that is called substitution. So basically we change the specifications of the item. That's why substitute item is required during execution. So the reasons of substitution may be that specifications or drawings were not available during preparation of tender documents and something was assumed, and later on when actual drawings came there was some other item, so that becomes substitution. Then maybe revision in the drawings or specifications or design, etc. And then some again due to local bodies, or say local bylaws, so that may be required. Suppose fire rated, say 2 hours fire rating was door was available, but later on the rules have been changed. Rules then some other rating is required, then it may be substitution. Or revision may be sometimes required by the project manager due to non-availability of materials, and contractor also insists for that, so that may be the reason. Or sometimes even client or consultant or engineer, they also ask for the substitution. Suppose the flooring is available is ordinary flooring, and later client says no, he wants vitrified tiles in this room, then there will be a substitution. Now again the rates of the substitute items can be derived in many ways. One is that we can have agreement rates plus or minus the rates rate difference of both the items, that is the substituted item and whatever the item gets substituted, the rates of those. So we can really find out the market rate of both the items, and whatever difference is there we can add to the agreement rates of the item which is being substituted. So that this may be one method. Second may be that if item has been substituted, market rates will be paid. Third may be again schedule rates plus minus quoted percentage by the contractor, or schedule rates whatever mentioned in the tender document or contract. Then again cost plus method, cost plus basis also rates can be derived, or any other method which has been mentioned in the contract that can be applied. So rates in this way, substitute items can be derived. Now let us discuss. There may be in general there are three types of contract in civil construction. One we call it percentage rate contract, second item rate contract, and third EPC contract. So in percentage rate contract and item rate contract, items are available, quantities are available, rates are available. But in EPC contract, detailed items are not available. So also the quantities may not be available, and rates of individual items may not be available. So generally deviation in quantities condition does not arise in EPC contract, but extra items are there. So extra items means the items whatever is to be provided by the contractor beyond is specified in the scope of the work, that becomes extra item, and generally this is taken based on market rates. But again, the rates, if our method is mentioned in the contract, that the rates will be based on the schedule of rates or as per the rates of the schedule applicable, then those can also be paid. Now, if we talk about the substitute items in case of EPC contract, then substitute item basically is if the item or broad specifications have been given in the contract, EPC contract, and later on it is substituted with some higher or lower specification, then difference is to be accounted for. So in that case, also similar procedure can be adopted. So the rates, the method and how the rates will be derived is to be mentioned in the tender document. That is important. So what is important in case of variations or deviations, that the process and method how the rates will be derived must be mentioned in the tender document. That is very important. Otherwise, they can create the disputes and also the unnecessary delays in the contract. But one thing we must remember, that there are a lot of implications of deviations and variation. One is extension of time, because extension of time will have to be given to the contractor because of additional work we are asking the contractor to do. Second is that regularization of delay is also claimed by the contractor, because suppose the contractor has already completed substantial work and later he is asked to do extra item, then he may say that at that particular time I was told to do the extra item, therefore the delay is particular up to that time, particularly up to that period, is justified. So that may have a dispute element. Then another implication is that there are chances of non-compatibility of such items with respect to services later on, because once we change without giving a thinking or thought to deep thought, or suppose the compatibility is not seen by the project manager or by the consultant, then it may create a problem. And then, as I mentioned, that this becomes a source of dispute many times. A dispute particularly about the rates, if not mentioned properly still, then even for time extension, loss of profit, idle establishment, and arbitration also. In arbitration cases also, many times this dispute comes. Now, one thing we must understand, that there is a delay in decision also, because taking decision for extra items or substitute items is really difficult. So this delays the decision, and once delay in decision means the problem to the project manager and the contractor both. So we must be very careful when we are asking deviations or variations in the contract. Then decisions are to be taken quick, and competent authority, who is competent to take the decision for the delay as well as for the items and for the rates and for the amount, they should be taken into the confidence. Along with the contract, both parties should come together on a platform and then decide. Then only should go ahead. Even if they are going ahead with the execution, this should be sorted out as early as possible. Then there's a lot of time taken in approval of these items and rates of the variations, and then generally they lead to time overrun and cost overrun. So it means that if we are preparing tender documents and detailed estimate as correct as possible, then the chances of variations and deviations are less. When I say the tender document preparation correct tender document, it means based on the drawings which we are going to actually implement at the site, and based on the site data which are available, they should be complete, adequate, and correct. All the drawings, if they are uh, working drawings are part of the tender document. All the data which were considered during the survey or soil investigation or whatever it is, they are there, and then the client has been taken into confidence, consultant has gone through, then the chances of deviations variations are less, and then also the chances of time overrun and cost overrun is less. My request is that both it is contractor and the employer, it is good that the variations or deviations are kept minimum. For that, engineers and architects, they must ensure that the tender documents are prepared based on complete details which are required for execution of the work. Thank you. I am Dr. K. M. Soni, retired ADG CPW.